I'd been a performing magician as a kid, and I thought they're going to be amazed at how good I am. I'm going to go right on stage and be just swell, and I died horribly the first night in the bitter end.
Do you remember
Aptly
some of the
named, as
jokes?
it turned out.
Do you remember some of the jokes that you did?
I don't really know. The thing about whatever jokes I did was that I had strenuously written an act for myself, and Woody Allen I had just met. I started that, didn't I, earlier? Met Allen, and he had said it's hard-ass work sitting down and writing for yourself. It's easy to write for other people, and it was always easy for me to write for other people. I could turn their sound on in my head and word it for Bob Hope, or word it for Johnny, or word it differently for Jack. And the great Mort Lachman, who was Bob Hope's head writer for so long, said that's the essential talent. You have to be able to hear them in your head, otherwise you'll put in a 3-syllable word where they use a 1-syllable word. Groucho, whom I got to write for once for 2 weeks when he hosted The Tonight Show in the summer between Parr and Carson, I took a line to him once and he said, well, it needs a sightening. I said, sorry? It needs a sightening. I had written, you could have fooled me as the punchline. And he said, it should be, yes, I could have fooled me. And the rhythm was better. And after that, I knew how many syllables to give Groucho. Yeah, I wrote for Jerry Lewis on the catastrophic Hiroshima-like Saturday night 2-hour live show that ABC gave Jerry to do, on which he was brilliant at times and afflicted at others, and it was totally, I think they're still paying off some of it. When it ended, about, 3 weeks after Kennedy was assassinated, and things were already going badly with the show, and then there was that, and the country was paralyzed, and the show ended. And I remember the last day I went to get the money I had put in the bank next door to the theater out to go back home to New York, and they were chiseling Jerry's face out of the tile in the front of the theater. And I thought, this is showbiz symbolism a little too extreme. But it's interesting because he's a giant talent, and it was fun to see him in his various moods and ways, and he's very intelligent. Though I did a joke at his expense one night with Johnny. Because Jerry used to talk about, I think he felt uneducated, and he would often, he liked to learn new words and things and use them. And this is terrible to tell. One of my nights out with Johnny, and we were driving past Jerry's house at night in dark Beverly Hills, pitch dark. And on his gate to Jerry's house was a garish purple neon sign saying, "Children at play." And it kind of marred the beauty of the night. And as we went past it, I said to Johnny, I bet that's all Jerry's read this year. Oh, I'm so sorry, Jerry, I like you. Johnny laughed, and that made it worth it. Well, funnily enough, the legendary Jack Rollins, who stayed and watched me bomb all the way through at the bitter end, said, lad, you're going on tomorrow night at the Improv. Since they didn't want me back at the bitter end. It was the bitter beginning,
right,
wasn't it? And I went back on that night at the Improv, I thought ill-advisedly, and the very same joke killed him. I have a treasured letter from Mr. Julius Henry Marks, better known as Groucho, in which he said, I caught you on the Merv Griffin show. Incidentally, I didn't complete earlier saying that when I first went on a show, it was on Merv's show, and I just recently got a DVD of it. My very first, Rollins insisted I go on not as a stand-up, but on the panel. That's where you get the credit. Merv played perfectly with me, and everything went great. Tallulah Bankhead came out and wanted more of me, and a columnist named Jack O'Brien wrote an entire column called Dick's a Fine Colmick, as I was calm, according
Right.
to him, not a brash comic. I have this letter from Groucho saying, I caught you on the Griffin Show on a later appearance.
Yeah.
I did several. And I think you've hit a mother lode, spelled correctly, with the yokel in the Ivy League routine or premise. You can mine this for a lot of good material. He was right.
There's one.
So I had lines like, coming from Nebraska, Ivy League, clothing was a problem, not sure what you had to wear. I wore brown and white shoes. The white one kept getting dirty.
Right.
That was kind of this.
That was picked up. That was your signature line.
I guess so. That and later, I've had 3 lines that Woody Allen has congratulated me on, and I treasure those for that reason, of course. Woody reacts to a line by saying, "Great joke, Cavett." And the one was my Chinese-German food one about a restaurant with a Chinese-German chef. And the Chinese-German food is good. The problem is an hour later you're hungry for power. That was one.